Again, it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
This is Franky Rose's Think Tank. Here's your host, Franky Rose.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Think Tank. Happy Wednesday already. This week's been flying by. So yeah, we're sitting here chit-chatting and talking about what we would ask our loved ones if they passed, the ones that have passed away. What would you want to know? I'm like, who the hell is DB Cooper? And we might find out. And I also wanted to know where Hoffa was. I asked Papa when he passed away from cancer. And I'm like, if you can come back, I want to hear from you. And I want to know. And he's just giggling. Where the hell is Hoffa? And who is DB Cooper? It was a giggle for us. It was a giggle. And we might find out about DB. It's floating around out there that they might be onto something. So yeah, who... I would totally ask my dad if OJ really offed his wife. I think he did, personally. Yeah, 98% Koberger did it. I'm right with you. I want to know who the hell deleted Abby and Libby. That shite show that we talked about it last night. We did a live on some of the new documents that came out. And that case is a mess. Yeah, Kohlberger. He did it. Okay. Oh, it looks like there's a little bit of movement in the courtroom. So what I'll do is I will put myself down in the corner and we'll watch that as we're getting ready to go. Yeah, Joppers, so many cases that I would want answers to. Summer Wells is definitely another one. Where's Kate? I hope she's still among the living and walking, and I don't know what's going on with that. JFK, right? Yep. Princess Diana, absolutely. Yeah, Jack the Ripper. I thought they came out with some DNA about that one, didn't they? You guys refresh me. Oh, Vallow. Yep. After hearing Lori Allow speak about her visits from her new husband, oh, they are super busy. We might need to leave a message and wait. Right? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm unsure. I really can't remember for some reason. And you'd think it was, but there were so many times they're like, oh, we know who did that. And it's like, and then you hear somebody's name totally different. There's so many questions still about, these are old cases, a lot of these, right? Unreal. So 1 minute to 7 or 1 minute to 9. And we got a little bit of movement. We're finding that this particular trial, they're always running a little bit late. Anybody else you'd talk to your loved ones about if you had one more chance, if they came back and had all these answers for us? These cases. I would know Richard Allen. What the hell is going on there? If you didn't watch last night's live, you're going to want to. When Mexi and I get going, sometimes we go a little haywire. But yeah, that's one hell of a case. Odinism. All these names that are coming back from before. And asking for, once again, now they're asking for the prosecutor to step down. Of course, the judge. Hello, hello, hello. Happy hump day. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, treasure map. Absolutely. Let's do it. They're saying there's stuff on Snake Island. Give me full body armor. You guys a little bit sleepy today? I know I am. I think it was after 12 last night when I last looked at my phone, and it's like, oh no. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, Mom's at work, Mind of Monsters. If you're not subbed up to her, you should. She's definitely part of our family. You too? Yeah, well, last night to stay awake, because I did almost 8 hours with this trial, and then another 2.5, I think, going through that document. And then to keep myself awake for that second live, I pounded back tea. So last night I just sat there like, like, holy crap, Franky. Did you go some sleuthing, Chopper? So that person that popped into our chat last night was an absolute troll. You know how they get in the back and they kind of glom on and they start pumping out this crap. That's who went after you last night, Chopper. So I don't know if that was a bot or what. But this morning, setting up this live, I went back to see if that person had snuck back in, and sure as shite, that person had glommed onto the back again. So if we see any odd names saying odd things, mods, just get a hold of me, even on Discord, if I'm not catching it on my own. Or you guys just zap them. If they're going after one of our subs, not cool. Not cool. So yeah, that's what it was. Like I said, I'm not sure if that was a bot or not, but definitely a troll. Well, I don't even know about that, Chopper, because this is like an actual troll where they go in the back there and glom on. Do random people know how to do that? It could be. I mean, it could be. But yeah, they can't treat you like that. We won't take it, Chopper. Oh, were you watching the Gilgo Beach stuff? Dr. Defib. Oh my word. I still think he's sus as shite. Dr. Defib. Oh, there's the judge. She's wearing a necklace, a little bit of makeup. I like this judge. Did you guys do the same? Pump yourself full of caffeine last night? I'm on my first one this morning. I'm a little bit slow. Yeah. And if they're doing that, Chopper, I mean, just let me know, because I'll make them gone, or let one of the mods will catch it. You know, you don't have to do that. We'll just get rid of them. I don't accept that. We don't accept that. It's not okay. It's not okay. We take care of our fam. We've all become friends in here. I bet we would, Chopper. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, you don't have to. Like I say, we'll just get rid of them. Trolls are not allowed. Dandy. Zippity zapping around here. Absolutely, right? Yeah. No, we don't accept that stuff, do we, Dandy? Yeah, it seems like it happens on the longer streams is what I'm finding. So it could be the court cases because that's, usually what our long streams are. But yeah, not cool. Not cool. When I'm doing this, I'm watching with you for the most part so I can keep up with the chat. But we got great mods. Chopper. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, no trolls. Zap. Have a great day, young man, if you're still getting up and ready to go. Good morning, young mister. He's just, oh, you guys, that young man captured my heart. And usually young kids don't because they produce snot. Lots of it. And I don't like that stuff. But this kid, that's okay. I can deal with a lot of stuff, but not snot. Nope. That's right, Chopper. The thing is, I know plenty of people here in true crime, and we don't always agree with one another, but we respect one another. Exactly. Did you? I have to go back. I see that I missed that. Oh, Mr. Cute Stuff. I love that. Mr. Cute Stuff. I love it. Playing with our puppets. I got to check that out, Dandy. I'm suffering right now. I'm like, yeah. We know the fibro crap, right? Mr. Cute Stuff. So, yeah, they're running a little bit late as per normal. I don't even think that James is in there yet. So we were talking the other day, how intimidating would that be? 2 on the defense and like 6 or 7 on the prosecution. This particular lawyer doesn't seem to be bothered by it at all. Oh, fair enough, Shauna. Yeah, I'm going to be ready for another one very soon. I got my Tylenol and crap in me, so let's do this. I think I'm just going to do this very fast. If you've not subscribed, please do. Don't forget to smash that bell, share, all that stuff. You know, the drill. You know that drill. We're also talking, so let's say that James gets off of all of these charges. What does that mean for Jeniffer? Is she still in the Huskow? Cup of Joe ready to go. Nice. 8 terrible attorneys versus 1 amazing prosecutor and vice versa. It's true. Yep. Yeah, this lawyer is a hell of a lot better than the one Jeniffer had. That one was something else. She was just like a hot mess, in my personal opinion. As we know, once I get flapping my gums, everything is my opinion only. It's not fact. Is that what it means? She got the crappy end of the stick, Jeniffer? Can they say that her lawyer was just like not good? Insufficient counsel? I don't know if is that what it's called? Wouldn't that be something? She's not as he is not as aggressive as she was either, right? Karma for real. It's a very true story, in my personal opinion, once again. I just sit back and wait for karma to do her work and don't get my own karma messed up in the meantime. Yeah. That she did, didn't she? She was a hard one to like. She really, really was. She was just a bit much. She just didn't really do her client justice, I don't think. I mean, I'm not totally surprised at the outcome. So that is also in the playlist, guys, if you have not seen it. She was awful, awful. I do believe. Yeah, absolutely. This woman is like more on point. She just really seems she knows what she's doing. And like, we'll have to see, but Jeniffer was like laying everything on to her husband, which I don't think anybody really much liked, right? Can the jury find guilty on some counts but not others, all or nothing? Well, I think basically his are 4 counts of involuntary, right? So I would think that it's all wrapped in one, but I don't know. Chopper says she thinks so. Her lawyer made me think her mothering skills were like Jeniffer, acting like some things were normal. That is the thing. That is the thing. It didn't shine big on her, did she? Not after she had already kind of messed everything up. People were side-eyeing her anyways. Lordy, lordy. Movement in the back. Oh, I think I see a prosecutor. I don't mind most of the prosecutors, just not the blonde one. Okay, let's see here. Dandy, I'm sending you a fast message. It's a good thing I don't have to do a lot of typing. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the think tank. Just getting in here. I don't know, Chopper.
You can't break me. It's she's great. Oh, that's it. That's it. Are you kidding me? Okay. I got this. It's a bit different. So, I got sent this thing. There was some training. They said this isn't you. It's out. It's out. It's started. And the guy's called the person now. He's the guy who's person. What are you doing? Mimosas? That's the thing. I'm trying to get me. That's it. No.
All right, the court is now in session. The Honorable Shirley Matthews presiding.
Good morning, you may be seated.
We actually just wanted to speak about timing, Judge.
Oh, or did you get a copy of the expert witness jury
Yes, Judge.
instruction? Okay, if you have fill-ins for that.
I can just scratch out who we need. We don't need Dr. Bryan or Dr. Packard on this.
Does it say what Detective Wagorowski is an expert in?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you give it to us, we'll change it. I want to give you a complete set of the jury instructions and make sure you agree with them.
Thank you, Judge.
Right.
May we speak with you off the record regarding time?
Sure.
Sidebar, surprise, surprise, surprise. You If you won the Powerball, you'd buy court TV, no doubt. And make sure that all trials are streamed for everyone. Yeah, that Richard Allen, they're not streaming it at this point. They're not. And I agree. I mean, it's BS because we're hearing all this crap floating around and oh la la, we don't get to see what actually happens. I don't agree with it, but who am I? It is just wrong. Yeah. Totally. Nope, you can't. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Ooh, stay low, Shauna. Jeez, kabibble. Really? Wow. The weather's wacky. Okay. Hello, little fur face. Hello, little fur face. First sidebar before the jury comes in. As per usual. Going to be pretty stressful sitting where he's sitting at this point. James Crumbley. 4 counts of involuntary M. There is that, Chopper. You think it would work? Or would everybody just get arrested? Are we back? Oh, nice. I like that outfit she's wearing today. Yes, we do. It is your right. Absolutely. That's the thing. So I don't even understand why they're even allowed to do this, because it is against the Constitution, is it not?
All right, we had a discussion about some jury instructions. We have to make some minor tweaks, and then I'll make copies for both sides, and I'm going to provide the jury with some copies of the jury instructions as well.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We also discussed some scheduling, and you want to recall someone, I think.
Yes, Judge. We're going to recall Special Agent Brett Brandon for very brief testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so are you ready for the jury?
We have not heard
Not yet. And Bart, he's going to be at the people.
Mario Lehman on behalf of Mr. Crumbley.
Karen McDonald on behalf of the people.
All right, Mr. Crumbley, can you hear us?
Yes, I can, thank you.
All right, we're going to bring the jury in.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, yes. Should I do that? Your Honor, just very briefly, I just wanted to make a quick record before the jury comes in that Amy Crumbley and James Crumbley Sr. will not be testifying as defense witnesses. They were on the witness list, however, they are not testifying. They are in the courtroom, which is why we're making a record.
Okay.
Mr. Keese is aware, we did talk about it before coming into court this morning.
That's correct.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, here we
All
go.
rise for the jury.
Good morning, as always, thank you for being on time. You can be seated. Prosecutor, what's your next witness?
Thank you, Judge. The people are going to briefly recall Special Agent Brett Brandon.
Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony about you is the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, could you please step up and would you state your name for the record and spell your first and last name?
Yes, it's Brett Brandon, B-R-E-T-T, Brandon, B-R-A-N-D-O-N.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, you're one of the officers in charge of this case?
Yes,
Okay. And you were here yesterday for Lieutenant Willis's testimony, is that right?
that's correct.
Okay. And you've had the opportunity as well to review surveillance footage of different facilities?
Yes,
Okay, does that include surveillance footage of 1111 Bellevue in Detroit?
it does.
Okay. And do you recall when Lieutenant Willis was asked if he remembered if James or Jeniffer Crumbley ever left the premises of 1111 Bellevue, he couldn't remember the answer?
I do recall that, yes.
Okay. Do you have a definitive answer for us?
Yes,
Tell us about that, please.
yes. So in my review of the video from 1111 Bellevue, I did not observe Mr. or Mrs. Crumbley leave the premises. They did, like we stated yesterday, go to their car several times to smoke cigarettes and come back inside, but they did not leave the premises from what I saw in the surveillance video.
Okay, so we have surveillance video admitted already about 11:30 a.m., around noon a.m. with the time difference on the surveillance camera, that James and Jeniffer Crumbley arrived in the parking lot. Is that right?
I believe that time is correct.
Okay, and then we saw footage of James Crumbley pulling the vehicle out and backing it back into the same parking spot?
Yes,
Okay, but they never left that location of 1111 Bellevue?
I did not observe them leave, no.
Okay. We heard testimony regarding certain foodstuffs were found in Suite 130 in that location.
That's correct.
In the review of your video, were you able to give us information regarding that?
Yes.
Tell us about that, please.
So in the afternoon, at some point, the owner of that art studio that they were staying in got into his vehicle, departed, returned a while later with white grocery bags, a bag of ice, and I think a case of waters that he made 3 trips in and out, carrying that into the apartment or into that unit. And then that was the person that dropped off those groceries.
Okay, thank you. I've been.
Ross?
Very briefly, Your Honor. Good morning, Agent Brandon.
Morning.
You testified that James and Jeniffer left the building, but remained on the premises.
That's correct. Yeah, they were a little out of view of the camera by the front of the vehicle, but from my observations, they would go out there for a few minutes and then walk back in.
From what you recall from your review of the information that you received during your investigation, it wasn't just once or twice, but they actually went in and out of the building multiple times that day, correct?
Yes, I don't recall the number, but it was probably north of 6. And sometimes it would be both of them. Sometimes it would just be Mr. Crumbley. You know, occasionally it would be Mr. Crumbley's particular would come out with his hood up or ball cap on and then walk back in.
And we saw it was snowing that day.
I believe it snowed in the morning, and then as the day went on, it let up. But yeah, it was approaching winter.
It was December in Michigan, so cold.
I don't recall the temperature, but yeah, it was December in Michigan.
You also, if you recall, there were times when Mr. Crumbley or his wife left the building and went back in during the day, but also at night.
Yes, it started when they arrived and then continued through the evening, yes.
As for the owner of the art studio going to get foodstuffs, I think is what the prosecution referred to it as, you don't know why he went and got it. You just know that he went and got it. Is that fair?
Correct.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No, you're right. Thank you.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you, Ron.
And who's the next witness?
Thank you, Judge. I did speak with counsel last night as well as this morning regarding our exhibits, and we approached earlier to talk about that. I will provide the court as well as counsel with our updated version. I have made a record before we started with testimony regarding exhibits that were admitted. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will rely upon the document that I provided counsel as well as the court that these exhibits are in fact admitted.
We made an extensive record of which exhibits would be admitted last week, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
That's correct. And the only exceptions that I did want to point out, we have an agreement to exhibit 378. That's a redacted transcript of James and Jeniffer Crumbley's interview video at the Oxford substation. We're in a stipulation to that. That's 378.
Ms. Lehman, did you have an opportunity to review that transfer?
I did, Your Honor. I have reviewed it. I have spoken with Mr. Keast about it, and we do have an agreement to admit that as an exhibit.
You believe it's accurate?
I do believe it's accurate, Your Honor, yes.
All right, I will admit number 378 then.
Thank you, Judge. And the only other two exhibits that are currently noted as exhibits on this list are 373 and 374. Those are not admitted and at this point will be omitted from the exhibit list.
373 and 374 will not be admitted.
Yes, Judge.
And Your Honor, I would like the opportunity, and I believe Mr. Keast will do that, to give me a copy of that list to just ensure
course.
that I have the same number of exhibits that he has and to make sure that we agree.
Okay, sure.
And Judge, with that, people rest.
All right. Ms. Lehman.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the defense would call Karen Crumbley.
So I'm confused now. The defense just called a witness, guys. I didn't hear anything. What did I miss? That they are now showing their case. Damn, I love that outfit. So what has the prosecution done? What did I miss, guys? I thought I was paying close attention. That's true, Neeps. Very, very true. Chad Dorman and Brian Koberger. Yeah. Well said. Hello, 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 Shauna. Welcome back.
Good morning. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God? Okay, and could you hold the sword toward you?
I got it.
And have it step up? And have a seat. And then would you state your name for the record and spell your first and last name?
Karen Crumbley, Karnkrumbley.
All right, I'm gonna ask you to keep your voice up.
Okay,
All right, take a deep breath.
okay.
Go ahead and say it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Crumbley. Can I call you Karen?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Karen, I am gonna again ask that you keep your voice up. You are a little soft-spoken, so I want to make sure that the jury in the courtroom can hear you, okay?
Okay.
I just have a few questions. How are you feeling today?
Good.
Are you nervous?
Well, I mean, yes, a little. I mean, I'm all right.
I'm gonna take you back. Well, let me start with this. Do you know James Crumbley?
Of course, yes.
How do you know him?
He is my brother.
Do you know his son?
Yes, I do.
I am gonna ask that you not say his son's name. We do have some direction from the court not to use his son's name in court.
Okay.
And what is his son's relationship to you?
He is my nephew.
We're gonna be fairly specific. Where do you live?
I live in Welaka, Florida.
Tell the court a little bit about yourself.
I was raised in Jacksonville, Florida. I went and graduated high school, and then I got my medical assistant degree and did a few times in New Hampshire at Dartmouth Hitchcock Hospital, and then came back to Florida. And I was in a car accident where I lost my right leg, and now I stay in a town that is peaceful, and I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren.
How old are your kids?
17, 18, 23, and 25.
I'm going to take you back to 2021. Where are you living in 2021?
In Welaka, Florida.
Specifically, I'm going to ask you about April of 2021. Do you recall what was going on in April of 2021?
My mom was in the hospital. My mom passed away April 6th of 2021.
Do you recall if you saw James or his son in April of 2021?
Yes, I did. My brother, James, was there in the hospital with us when my mom passed. And then my nephew came down, I believe, the day after and stayed for the while we had those services, and then we had like a memorial thing, like get together with everybody, cookout and stuff, and then we had the services, the funeral services, and things like that.
You said your mom passed away on April 6th of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember exactly that your nephew came down on the 7th, or are you not sure of the date? And if you don't know, it's okay.
I know that they left when they found out that my mom had passed. I believe my nephew and his
Stop you for a
mother.
second. Who's they?
My nephew and his mother drove down to Florida from Michigan when they find out, and I believe they got there maybe around on the 7th that they arrived.
Okay. So you remember that you saw your nephew maybe the 7th. It might have been the next day, or maybe you're not sure.
Right. Yes.
But it was shortly after the 6th.
Yes. It was very shortly.
While your brother and his son were in Florida, did you spend time with them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Obviously, it was a difficult time with your mom passing away. Do you recall?
Are they frozen? Oh, lordy, lordy. Princess Diana, absolutely. Okay, I'm just checking around here, guys. Give me a couple seconds.
To my brother, and we went to Michigan. We stayed at their house for about a week.
When you
about
say
3 or 4 days, maybe.
When you say you stayed at their house, whose house did you stay at?
My brother James's house.
And was his son there?
Yes.
And you stayed there for a few days?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you spend time with James and your nephew in those few days?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing. Do you recall seeing anything concerning?
No.
Do you recall your nephew saying anything concerning to you?
And we went to Michigan. We stayed at their house for about a week.
When you
about
say
3 or 4 days, maybe.
When you say you stayed at their house, whose house did you stay at?
My brother James's house.
And was his son there?
Yes.
And you stayed there for a few days?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you spend time with James and your nephew in those few days?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing. Do you recall seeing anything concerning?
No.
Do you recall your nephew saying anything concerning to you?
No.
Do you recall your brother talking to you about concerning conversations he had with his son?
So I just have to object to that question. Honestly, you should object to the last question regarding April as well. She can testify as to what she observed and but not what James said or not said.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
From your observations, did you see anything concerning in June of 2021?
Absolutely not.
And did you speak with your brother after June of 2021?
Yes.
Did you speak with your nephew after June of 2021?
Not directly, no. I heard him in the background, tell him I said hi, he said hi, things like that, but not directly, no.
So based on those interactions, although they weren't direct, they were kind of in the background.
Yes.
Did you observe anything concerning with your nephew between June of 21 and we'll say November 30th of 2021?
No.
If there had been anything concerning that you had observed, what would you have done?
I would have addressed it, and if I would have known anything, I would have talked to him, would have I would have took him home with me if there was any kind of inclination that anything was wrong.
Would you have made your brother aware of it?
Of course.
Did you ever make your brother aware of anything you're concerned about?
No, because there was nothing I was concerned about.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Ross?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Mark. I'm going to ask you some questions. If anything I ask is confusing or sometimes I kind of go on a little bit, just let me know and I can rephrase the question.
Okay.
Now, James Crumbley is your brother, obviously,
Correct.
and we refer to him as a shooter. He's your nephew.
Yes.
Okay. The last time you actually saw the shooter was June of 2021. Your
Do you
nephew
mean in person?
in person? Yeah, the last time you saw him.
I think, Your Honor,
Oh,
but she's hesitating, and I think I know what she's hesitating about. Do you want to discuss it at the bench?
can we approach? Yes. I think I know what it is too.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Mr. Case.
Thank you. Before the shooting on November the 30th, the last time you saw your nephew was in June of 2021.
Correct.
Okay, and the last time you saw him before that was in April of 2021.
Correct.
Okay. And you, from the time of actually, you may not know this, but everybody's phones in this case were seized and analyzed. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, including your brothers as well as your nephews?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're not here to tell us that you had a particularly close relationship with your brother, is that right?
We had a close relationship, but we lived in two different states, so it was mainly, it wasn't like close.
Well, you wouldn't talk very often.
At least maybe once a month.
Well, according to the phone records on your brother's phone, it was far less frequent than that. Does that sound right to you? And I'm not trying to trip you up.
No. We talked on social media as well.
Right. So there's call logs, actual device to device.
Right.
Then there's Facebook calls as well.
Correct.
And I show 2 Facebook calls.
Okay.
And then there's instant messaging, and there's 22 instant messages between you and your brother.
Okay.
And that's the entire year of 2021.
Okay.
And then there's some group Facebook messages
Right.
with other members of the family.
Okay.
Now, your nephew never wrote you a note that said, "Help me."
No,
Did he?
sir.
And he never drew a picture next to that note with a gun, did he?
No.
Okay. And that would be concerning to you.
Yes.
Okay.
It would
And
cause-
is that what you meant to say, or is that what you meant when you said, what would you have done if you saw something of a concerning nature?
I would have brought it up. Yes.
Yes, that would be something significant to you as a mother.
To address. Yes, of course.
I think it might gloss over. I want to clarify. On the phone log, there's only 3 actual phone calls between you and your brother in 2021.
Okay.
Does that sound right to you?
I guess.
Now, you were interviewed in November of 2023 by an investigator when your name was put on the defense witness list. Do you remember that interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were asked if you knew you were on the witness list, and you said that you didn't know at that point.
Right.
Okay. And then you said you were not going to testify on their behalf because you had no knowledge of the incident until after it happened.
Correct. I have no knowledge of the incident.
Okay. So then you said you didn't know that a gun was bought for your nephew prior to the incident.
I did not know about that weapon. No.
And during that interview, you were asked about guns in the family home back when everybody lived in Florida. And you said, well, some firearms is something that wouldn't be out of the ordinary for someone to own back in Florida when you grew up.
Right. No.
You recall that?
Yes, I do
Okay.
recall that.
But then you said, having guns in the house wouldn't be out of the ordinary, but getting one for your kid would be. At 21 minutes into the interview?
Getting one as in,
Giving a gun as a,
no,
Yeah,
not giving, but to use at a shooting range or whatnot.
well, I'm just
I would
reading
not see a problem.
your words, and again, I'm not
Okay.
trying to trip you up.
Yeah, no.
You said getting a gun for your kid, that would be out of the ordinary.
Yes.
Thank you.
Redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. The prosecutor asked you about guns in the family home. And you were aware, or let me ask you, were you aware in April or June of 2021 if there were firearms in James Crumbley's family home?
Yes.
And what do you know about those firearms, if anything?
I know that there was a Derringer because I saw and held it myself when I was there in June.
And how did you go about seeing and holding it?
He took it out of his room. I had brought it.
Let me stop you. Who's
Okay,
he?
sorry. My brother,
Okay.
James, took it out of his room to show, because it was, I guess it's maybe like an antique kind of ish gun. I'm not sure. I don't know really too much about them, but and I wanted to see it, and I hold it, and it was very heavy. And then afterwards, he put it back in its case and brought it back into his bedroom.
Okay. You said you're not very familiar with guns, right?
Correct.
The prosecutor asked you about a statement that you made about getting a gun for your kid would be, I don't remember the word you used, odd or something along those lines. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did you mean by that? It sounded like you were trying to explain that to the prosecutor, and I don't know if we heard it.
I mean, if you're getting a gun specifically for your child to use at his leisure, that would be wrong. But with adult supervision, and I don't see any problem with it.
I have no further questions, Jim.
Just real quick, when you were there in June, here in Michigan in June, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay. And James went and showed you the 22 caliber Derringer, the small gun.
Yes.
Okay. You said he went and where he kept it in his room.
Yes, sir.
And the whole family was there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have nothing else. Thank you, Judge.
Ryan, you can step down in your excuse. Just step right there.
Yes.
All right, who's the next witness?
No further questions.
Develop.
One moment.
Just to confirm, Judge.
Yes. Oh, that's it. Yes, yes,
I knew you did.
yes.
No more about this.
No rebuttal. Thank you.
Just for the record, Ms. Crumbley, who just testified, is in the courtroom. I believe that, is there any objections?
No, she can say she's excused.
Are there any additional witnesses?
Not for the people.
Come to the defense.
All right, vote.
Sidebar. McHaggis, yes. We got one of our mods is from Scotland. He's just awesome. I do believe it's food. Just get some of the coolest names in here. A furry animal running wild in the Highlands. Very cool. Very cool. Nice. So the defense is actually showing their case at this point. Oh, everything's saying no yet, Chopper, about that one. They're not going to do it, my friend. They're not going to do it at this point. I'd be all over it if they were, but I've been watching and they're saying is it's a nada at this point. Yep, you're right. Richard Allen does want it streamed. Yeah, it seems like, as usual, Richard Allen's side doesn't really have much of a hope with anything that they request. They're still fighting with the prosecution and the judge. Yeah, I think everybody's cranky about it, Chopper. Okay, that's what it is. I knew haggis was some kind of food, but I didn't know where. And that's exactly what I thought it was. It is, Chopper. It is. But I wouldn't steer you wrong, friend. It's total BS. But, the prosecution and the judge, they don't want that trial streamed. No way. Look at the shite show. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, why they are able to not show some of these trials, I have no idea, because it is the public's right. I don't live in the US, as we all know, but I do know a little bit from these streams about the Constitution. I've been doing this, 2.5 years now, so I've been getting educated. And yeah, it's not looking good at this point. I really don't think they'll stream it. The judge doesn't want it. The prosecution doesn't want it. And they don't listen to the defense. So it's a complete shite show. And Brian Kober, they're looking like, so far, like May or June of 2025. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's go with Adam Montgomery, Letitia Borges. Can't make excuses. No, you can't. You can't. I mean, it's very easy to and not
Right, I apologize.
look at them
I
on the
was,
stand.
uh,
Direct the
trying to
camera
see if
somewhere
your
else.
lunches could be here earlier. So
Yeah, it's
your
true,
lunch
Shauna.
will arrive at 11:30. Your lunch will arrive at 11:30, and we'll be hearing closings at 12:30. All right? So I need to tell you that during the trial and between now and the time that you hear closing arguments, you must not read, listen to, or watch any news reports about this case. Under the law, the evidence you consider to decide the case must meet certain standards. For example, witnesses must swear to tell the truth, and lawyers must be able to cross-examine them. Because news reports do not have to meet these standards, they can give you incorrect or misleading information that might unfairly favor one side. So to be fair to both sides, you must follow this instruction. Please do not go on social media. Please do not post, go on Facebook, do research, and discuss the case with anyone. We have come this far, all right? So please follow my instructions. You're going to be free to go. Your lunch will be delivered to your respective jury rooms at 11:30. But I have to caution you, there's people in the courthouse. There are other trials going on. There is a ton of media here. So I need to trust you to not interact with anyone or listen to anyone talking about the case, or you get it, right? You guys get it? You get it?
Yes.
Okay, I've told you a lot of times, right? So at about 11:30, your lunch is going to be delivered to the jury room. At 12:30, we'll hear closings. It's hard to predict what's gonna happen and when it's gonna happen. So lunch will be at 11:30, and then we'll have closings at 12:30. Do you have any questions about the schedule?
Can we go outside
Yes.
as long as we're cautious and don't talk?
Yes, it's a beautiful day. You can enjoy the sun, take a walk around our beautiful Oakland County campus.
I'm doing it every day.
You were doing it, okay, good. Whatever you want to do, just please avoid people because, not everyone is as well behaved as you for 15, let's put it that way. All right? Anything else about that? So your lunch will be here at 11:30 and then we'll closings at 12:30. All right? Thank you.
All rise for the jury.
I may be seated. I think I'm going to lose the jury. Okay. So before you depart, you did change that jury instruction, and then I'm going to give you the jury instructions. If you have a certain order, I have them in an order that I think is logical, but if you want to change
Wow,
it,
guys.
You can do it.
The only one I had noticed from last time, Judge, is they have 20.30A after 1613 instead of in the middle. Last time it was in the middle. It didn't seem to really make sense. So
20.30A and 16. Okay.
yeah, and for reference, that would be right in front of 1615.
All right. Anything about the jury instructions, Ms. Lynn?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to give you a set of them to make sure that you agree with them before closings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Lane, would you like to inquire of your client?
I would, Your Honor. Mr. Crumbley, will you please stand up? Thank you.
Mr. Crumbley, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. And would you state your name?
James Robert Crumbley.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Lane.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
You know that you and I have talked about your trial. Is that right?
That is correct.
We have talked about how the trial will go.
That is correct.
You know that when you were accused and charged with these offenses, that you have the right to remain silent.
That is correct.
We discussed that right carries through the trial.
That is correct.
You and I have discussed the whether or not you would testify during your trial.
That is correct.
We talked about the benefits of you testifying.
That is correct.
We talked about the risks of you testifying.
That is correct.
And we've talked extensively about whether or not you would testify.
That is correct.
And knowing all of that, is it your decision to testify or is your decision to remain silent?
It is my decision to remain silent.
Mr. Crumbley, do you have any questions for me, or do you need any further discussion with your attorney?
No, I don't believe so. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I think we're releasing the jury right now. I want to caution everyone that's here to be cautious about interacting with anyone in the courthouse. If someone were to say something or do something in front of one of the jurors, it could be devastating to this process. So I know emotions have been running high through the whole trial, and I'm just asking everybody to please, mind where you are and what you're saying and who you're interacting with, all right? Starting over would be devastating for everyone, all right? So are they released? Okay, so the jury is released. I'm gonna make sure no one's in the hallway before you take them down. So we're gonna close things at 12:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll have the instructions available for you before that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, 20 point, if you put them in the order you want them in.
I'll take care of
we will
it.
Copy them, okay. So we have, she modified the expert witness, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So if you return them to us, we'll make a copy for each of you, and we'll also make a copy for the jury. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so I'll see you here at 12:30. You can take the defendant, but let me make sure that there's no one in the hallway. All right? And I'm going to ask you all to remain seated while the defendant is taken out of the courtroom.
Whoa, guys. I did not see that coming. So I'll set up another stream for closing arguments. I did not see that coming. Nice. So guys, we'll take a little bit of a break. I'm going to set up that stream. And thank you. Yes, 2 hours until closing. I didn't see this coming, guys. So nice. So I am going to get ready for the next stream. You guys stretch your legs, get some fresh air, and we'll see you back in a couple hours. This just is nice. So guys, thank you very much for being there with me. I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Bye.